Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. I am back with another video, and as you can see by the title, this is going to be another commentary video, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of YouTubers who have been covering all of the ongoings kind of talk about this. But if you're in this space, you will know that Jeffree uploaded a video today, kind of somewhat not really addressing everything, and I just wanted to provide my opinions. If you're new here, I'm not scripted. I just kind of provide my opinions, try and be unbiased and talk about it from a neutral standpoint, give my opinion, and encourage conversation down in my comments. I do want to thank all of my new subscribers and your engagement on my videos. It has been absolutely wonderful being able to talk to some of you guys and get other people's opinions from my own. So let's just go ahead and get on into it. The first thing I'm going to talk about is may seem a little petty, and it probably is, but it's the first thing that I noticed, and I wonder if anybody else noticed it, and if you did, let me know. So opening the video, I was totally kind of surprised that he was in a bathrobe. Like, Jeffree Star is kind of known to, have a lot of money, obviously, and wear these designer clothes and be very fashion forward. And in this video, not addressing everything, he's in a bathrobe and slippers. My opinion, and you can let me know what yours is that he is trying to be more relatable. That he is trying to, not be flashy. His makeup was very neutral. It was beautiful, but it was very neutral, and he was trying to appear, in my opinion, like a normal person. And that seemed to be a lot of what he was trying to get across, is that, people's lives are being affected by everything. And I think that was maybe why he had the attire on he did. Another thing that I noticed before we get into the actual topic points is his tone of voice. Everybody knows Jeffree as kind of being this very boisterous, snappy persona. And in this video, his tone of voice, just literally the tone of his voice was very different. It was very low, it was very neutral, he was very slow in his speech. He, I think it was calculated. And let me know again what you guys think, because it's not the Jeffree we know. And I mean, him not even talking about this for as long as he hasn't isn't like Jeffree. And I can't help but think that he was, again, trying to be relatable and trying to slow it down and, have people really try and think of what he was saying and not try to put be very outgoing about it. I don't know if that's going to boast well for him. And we can talk about, the fact that everything he discussed, it was just that. It was just words. He didn't really address anything or provide anything at all. And I mean, that's fine. It could be because there's lawyers involved. Just like in Tati's video, he also stated his lawyers are working behind the scenes. So it could be that aspect. I don't know. I mean, that's an element that we have to take into account. And let's go ahead and talk about everything that was mentioned. So he, starts off by, just normal. However, he didn't do his normal intro either. But he mentions, or he references Tati. He does not call her by name. And every time he talks about the situation, he put air quotes on that. And so what I take from that is one of two things. Is either he is mocking what's going on and what Tati had to say, or he's putting air quotes on it because it's not trustworthy information. He also makes comments in there of, we're all human, and I'm paraphrasing obviously, and that we need to take accountability for our own actions and own up to what we, like the people involved, what they did. I totally agree with that sentiment. They should be. However, he didn't. He didn't. All he addressed in this was, I'm not providing receipts. I'm never going to tell you. I'm sorry, and let's move on. And that he was embarrassed. This was the perfect time. Jeffree, to me, the reason that people are so angry with Jeffree are a couple of things. One was Shane, and we'll talk about that. And then the other is this ongoing voice memo that is alleged to be out there by someone. This was his opportunity to address that. And I don't mean by exposing whoever it was or sharing the memo. I don't mean that at all. He could have clarified and provided context information to let that just be done. But that wasn't addressed at all. It wasn't even mentioned at all. So that is going to, in my opinion, that is going to continue to be brought up. Although they all want this to be done and in the past and not have to worry about it again, things were not mentioned that should have been mentioned to make all of this go away. At least in my opinion. He apologizes to James Charles twice in a very brief part of his video. I don't know if he did that to save face. I don't know if it was genuine. It's not my place to judge, and honestly, it's none of our places to judge but James Charles. If he wants to accept that he can accept that. That's on him, but he is the only one who can accept that apology. I don't know. I don't even know how to feel. Maybe you guys can let me know how you feel and provide why you feel the way you do about him apologizing to James. Do you believe that he meant it? Do you think that he was just saying it to have it be, moved past and not talked about again? What is your opinion on that? Another thing he talks about is his friendship with Shane Dawson and how he is always going to be Shane's friend, that he's one of his best friends, and 10 years ago he didn't know Shane and Shane didn't know him, and that they both participated in very poor behavior. So he acknowledges that him and Shane both have some negative stuff coming out about their history. They both have addressed it in the past before. And what I want to say here is that I applaud Jeffree, I really do, for sticking by Shane despite all of the bad stuff that is being brought up about him. I'm sure he's struggling, and I'm sure having a friend is what he needs. And whether you want to support Jeffree or Shane or not, that's totally up to you. I personally don't support any of them. I don't really accept, at this point, I don't really accept any of their apologies because they all played a role in this. And, excuse me, and I don't think any of them have really addressed it the way that they should. To fully take accountability and have it to where people can't continue to speculate. I don't think anybody has really taken that stance at this time. But I am happy that Shane has somebody that he can confide in and that he can trust. So I am happy he did say that, because Jeffree's been criticized a lot for not defending Shane, or there's been questions about if he's going to remain friends with him, criticizing their friendship, and that's going to happen when you're public figures. Do I think it's appropriate? No, I don't, but at the same time, it is what it is. The final thing he talked about in his video was his company. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. And this is not just with Jeffree. This is with any influencer who has a brand. I do not think it is appropriate for you to be promoting your company when you are trying to discuss something so serious and trying to discuss drama. I don't think, if you're really trying to put the drama behind you and move past it, having you talk and promote about your company is only going to have people align your company with the drama because you talked about them in similar videos. And other companies, influencers who have companies, have done the same thing. I don't think it's a good business move. I understand they need to promote their brands. I get that. I really do. And this is my personal opinion. I just don't think it is beneficial to your company to do that. Another thing I wanted to talk about Jeffree Star Cosmetics is a lot of people throughout all of this who have purchased his products to make a statement have said they were going to throw away their products. I don't support that because you have already supported the individual by purchasing the product. By throwing it away, you are just throwing your money away. You've already provided the company with the money. I understand not promoting it and not talking about it because you don't support that company or that individual, but I don't understand why people think throwing it away is the best option. And I really hope when people are quote unquote throwing it away that they're not physically putting it in the trash can, because there's always places that you can donate it to people who may want the product, or you could resell it to somebody who does want the product. You can't judge people because they're willing to see past things you aren't. There wasn't, and one of the other things I want to say is, in making all of these videos, I hope I haven't alluded to supporting one person over anyone else or portraying that I am on anyone's side, because at the end of the day, I'm not. They all have participated in this. They all have let this end up the way it has. I've tried to remain unbiased, and when I provide my opinion and my commentary to these things, I'm trying to provide both sides of it, so people who may have an opposing opinion to mine feel comfortable on stating their opinion. I'm not trying to force my opinion or my thoughts onto anyone, and I hope that is coming across in these videos. And if it's not, if you could provide me the critiques down below. I don't delete any comments unless they're just strictly hatred or spam. I don't delete any comments because I encourage that kind of discussion. I think it's healthy for us. The final thing I want to talk about all of this stuff is how Jeffree Star came for commentary in drama channels. And it was very subtle, so it can be interpreted in a multitude of ways. I don't know how he meant it to come off because he didn't provide much clarifying information around it. However, if he was coming at drama channels and commentary channels in a negative way, I don't think that's fair, because he wanted to sit there and promote his own brand at the end of the day and encourage entrepreneurs to let how he has come from rags to riches be a type of inspiration, so to speak. And then if he meant what he was saying in a negative way, then you're being a hypocrite, because then you're condemning and encouraging people to not support these channels, and a lot of them are doing YouTube as a job, and you are potentially hurting their income and their way of living because of your statement. But you say in your video that you don't want to encourage drama. Well, those few comments there alone could insert yourself in drama. And I think what a lot of these influencers, and this is my opinion, what I think a lot of issue these larger influencers have with drama channels, not so much commentary channels, is the drama channels, because they are the ones who are actively looking for poor behavior and calling it out and providing the facts or whatever information or evidence, whatever you want to call it, or receipt to their viewers. They are actually finding that information, and that is what I believe can be detrimental to these larger YouTubers. And they don't like the drama channels because they're digging up crappy behavior. They have found crappy behavior and they're letting the public know so that they can make a good decision on whether or not they want to support that individual anymore. And it has you if you have everybody can have their own opinion on if you think that's right or not. I don't see a problem with it. Personally, I don't. If you're fabricating or not actually not actually reporting what you have found, and you're reporting it in a way that it is seeming worse than it is, I don't think that that's fair, and I don't think that that's right. But actually providing it and letting people make the decision for themselves, I think it's totally fine. It's happened for forever. I mean, that's what tabloids do. That's what news journalists do. That, it's in our everyday lives. I don't see that in itself is inherently bad. There are some that do make bad names for the drama channels. And what I think people get confused is drama and commentary, because they're often talking about the same topics. But in my perspective, commentary, what I have been providing, is just talk, my opinion on this situation. And yes, a drama channel may have covered it, a drama channel may have provided the information initially, but I am giving my opinion and talking it out. I'm not actually providing any information. I am not, looking for any information or inserting any information in my videos. It is strictly my opinion. And I think that's the difference, and I think those lines do get blurred at times, and that is why commentary and drama are often lumped together. And I don't have a problem with that. I just was providing clarification from my point of view. But I don't think that him saying that is going to bode well. One YouTuber that I watch regularly and often is Sloan, and he went on a live after he watched this video, and he really did, he talks about how he took those comments as him, providing hate to the commentary drama community. He interpreted it as, you shouldn't watch them anymore because they stir the pot. And a lot of people can interpret it that way. If one person does, there's bound to be multiple other people with the same view and the same interpretation. I didn't get that from that comment, but I've watched that video like 2 or 3 times now, and I can see how that is interpreted. I really can. And I just don't know. Ultimately, that's where I sit. I just don't know how to feel. I know overall I don't like it, and I don't know why. It bothers me that I can't pinpoint why I don't like this video and why I don't like what he said. I can't pinpoint it. Maybe you guys got an icky feeling from it too, and you can tell me why you feel icky about it. Maybe I'll be able to, come off of that, and maybe that would be the same reason why, and I just couldn't pinpoint it. I believe those are all the bits I wanted to cover about this. I'm sure some things are going to develop as this goes on. If it does, I will continue to talk about it. If it doesn't, then I won't. If there's any videos that you guys want me to talk about, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go for today. I hope you're having a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are. And if you are here for my adoption videos, I will have one up tomorrow. All right, guys, bye.